Well, here we are. And of course, I don't have a PNG going. In a second. Sorry about that. I had to get the little guy going again. Which apparently, there you are. Yeah, I forgot to get my PNG going. At least I have the microphone and the headset. But it most likely, since I'm probably the only one here right now, Himura, this guy right here where my house is, it's his birthday today. Emma. Again, please go wish him a happy birthday. Whether it be after my stream or after the vibe, no. Give him a subscribe to him. I'll follow him on Twitter and all that happy stuff. Really entertaining guy. The reason why the stream was pushed back from 2 to 2:30 because I was watching his stream, lost track of time. That's on me. I apologize. I was having a good time. But no. Give him go there, subscribe to his channel, follow him on Twitter, and wish him a happy birthday. Okay. I do apologize. I am eating. We're going to talk about a few subjects today. Parasocial, the Niji Sanji just being morons, and, well, something that YouTube is claiming to make this platform safer for everybody. Yeah. And we'll get into each of those. And just so you know, eventually each section will have its own video. So if people don't want to watch a 3 to 4 hour stream, they don't have to. They can go watch the section they want to watch as a standalone video. That's the reason why I haven't started yet. Also, the fact to give people time to filter in here if they want to, so I can possibly get some feedback from chat about certain things. That give me a chance to finish my dinner. Yeah, it's a weird time to have dinner, but hey, you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. See how long you can, see what time you have dinner. I do apologize. I wanted to do all this before the stream, but hey, I lost track of time, like I said. She's also very entertaining. It's just unfortunate me and her stream at the same time. But once again, I highly recommend going to her channel, subscribing, leave a like, all that happy YouTube stuff to get her more notice. But she's a very good VTuber, very entertaining. At least I find her so. Just to go over a couple things. After I'm eating pasta, so it shouldn't take me too much. Like I said, this video will be broken up into its own set of videos, so you don't have to watch the whole stream to get to the part you want to watch. Also, my feel good streams will be unarchived because I've been pretty tough on YouTube, not only on their platform, but on Twitter. And so I'm not going to give them a reason to terminate my channel. I'm gonna, from here on out, that's the reason why Thursday streams will be unarchived. And to kind of protect myself from vengeful YouTube or Google or the Alphabet Company. What's that stupid name for a company, Alphabet? Why don't you just stick with Google? It's not like you got different branches. I mean, you just don't. It's like called Google AdSense. It's not called Alphabet AdSense. What's the point of having the company called Alphabet? All right, let me just chew on this meatball, and we'll get started here. Ooh, it's not bad for a TV here. All right. Now, I want to be upfront. I'm not calling any particular group or community out on the first part, but it's something that I think, it's just not the community that does it, it's also the talent. All right, Parasocial, as you can see by the overview, AI overview. We can trust it because it's AI. A parasocial relationship is one-sided, imagined connection that a person feels towards a media figure, like a celebrity or a fictional character, without any real-life interaction or reciprocate. However you say that one. Okay, this is when I talk about fans or fan bases, I always make a clear distinguish between normal fans and what I call the lunatic fringe. Once again, to clear up the definition. You got your fans, the people that buy the merch, go to the concerts, and support their talent, team, so forth, like normal people. Then you got the lunatic fringe. Those are the ones that actually think they're in a relationship with somebody, or they say they don't want their talent to collab with this person or that person or this sex or that sex. All that, they think they have control. They think that they're in a real relationship, and they take it too far. So, parasocial, well, sometimes it's encouraged by the talent, and sometimes we'll listen to about here, the first 3 minutes. But I highly recommend Rema Evenstar, The Curse of Parasocial Relationship. I recommend that you sit down and watch this to get a little bit better clarity. I'll turn it up a little bit so you can hear it. All right, just listen about the first 3 to 4 minutes.
Spend your day playing online video games and watching streamers surrounded by leftover takeouts and empty soda cans, desperately yearning for some human interactions. In walks in your virtual savior, a 2D idol with an enchanting voice and an anime avatar. Desperate to know more, you start researching more info about her and end up on some dark corner of the interweb where people will do whatever it takes to be noticed by their favorite Oshi. Wait, I think I'm describing my life right now. Anyway, where was I? These VTubers or virtual YouTubers are taking the internet by storm. They've got it all: catchy songs, adorable avatars, and the ability to make make you forget that you haven't left your house in days. They make you feel things you haven't felt in a long time. But there's a catch. They don't know you exist. And that's where things get tricky. You see, you've just entered a parasocial relationship. That's when you feel like you have a real bond with someone who doesn't even know your name. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. And yes, I know, talking is hard, especially for me. Now, what is a parasocial relationship? Think of it as a one-sided romance with your favorite VTuber, where one person develops a strong connection with a celebrity or public figure through media consumption, such as watching their live stream or following them on a social media, to the point where they start to feel a deep emotional attachment to them. Like you know them personally, like they're your friend, but you don't actually know much about them, aside from what they let you see. So you start filling out the blanks, imagining a life together, writing fanfics. I, for one, have never written a fanfic in my life. Especially not something that would have been rated anything higher than PG-13. While big communities foster one-way relationships from the sheer fact that the streamer cannot physically interact with everyone in the chat room, this isn't the case for smaller communities. In those communities, the creators and the fan interact each other on a daily basis, they might know each other's name, they know a little bit of what's going on in each other's life. Those communities are what in fact we call symbiotic, because they are mutually beneficial.
I don't think anybody's ever considered how it goes both ways. I started VTubing because I was fucking lonely for human contact and connection.
So why is everyone making a big deal out of parasocial relationships? After all, there's nothing to be ashamed of over having a harmless crush on your favorite Oshi or fueling some saucy daydreams from time to time. After all, you're among brethren here.
別の女の子のは聞かないと。もちろん、オッケーオッケー。知ってるのですよ。大丈夫、大丈夫。それは大丈夫、知ってるよ。ですよ、可愛い赤ちゃん。リジャーちゃんがね、すごくね。
Well, it starts to become a problem when fans start feeling a sense of possessiveness and ownership over their favorite VTubers.
I will never marry you. Your favorite content creator will never marry you. They'll never date you. Don't fucking hold them to that type of level.
And I know a few of us have felt moments where we were lonely and depressed during our lives, but very few of us will ever have the level of courage these people did to realize their dreams by taking it one step further. In the case of Uruha Rushia, when it came to light that she had been chatting with a male acquaintance, her fan base went into a frenzy. Subscribers dropped and the comment section turned into a virtual war zone. Why? Because some fans believed her interactions threatened the perfect relationship they had concocted in their head. After a series of events,
Okay. I brought up to highlight a few things. Her introduction to parasocial relationships is very well done. I will agree. There are some VTubers out there, male and female, that encourage it. That they help foster these types of behavior. You know, role-playing, pretending that you're in a relationship when you're watching a VTuber or whatever is fine, as long as once the video ends, you realize it's not real. Problem becomes when people think they actually have control and that they're in an actual relationship. A lot of VTubers have gotten stalked and their fan bases go up in an uproar when they do something that they don't approve of, like dating. They think this is especially true in Japanese culture, special audio culture, that their Oshi needs to remain pure. In the Western side of things, here like in America and other countries, that's not so much true. It gets worse. Stalking, doxing, and stuff like that happens. Well, this does happen in Japan's culture. It's not something that is talked about that much as compared to the West. When a Western celebrity gets stalked and all that stuff, it's headlines. That won't be true in Japan. Unless something unfortunate happens. But with Rushev's case, she also got her own definition. The parasocial Rushev refers to an intense one-sided relationship that some fans of the VTuber Rushev, formerly of Hololive Production, developed. When news of her dating somebody, which she was actually married to at that time, came out, people, her fans, went ballistic. Her Japanese fans. Western fans didn't really care that much. It's like, yeah, but what do you expect? She wants to have a life away from her job being a VTuber, like everybody else. But Japanese people, you can probably, not to insult their culture, but there's some that are neats, don't leave their house, and become obsessive with their hobby or their online life. And they become to the point where that's all they have, because that's all they allow themselves to have. People with healthy mental faculties avoid going down this track of realizing that this is just something for their entertainment. It's not real. It's not something that's actually happening. But there are people who think this stuff is real, that they are actually in a relationship with the person they see on the screen. This has happened since the dawn of entertainment, unfortunately. But like I said, there are the talent, sometimes, like Rushev, encourage this type of behavior unknowingly. I don't want you to have a girlfriend. That's one of the things. I don't want you talking to other girls. Those are things that she likes to say. And when she moved on from being Rushev, she also does that. I haven't watched any of her streams or anything like that since she left VShojo, but I'm pretty sure she stopped doing that because it got her nothing but trouble. And taking a deep dive in there, in February 2022, a leaked Discord message involving Rushev and a popular male singer, Mafumofu, sparked speculation about the relationship status. This led to intense fan reaction, including harassment aimed at Rushev. In an attempt to address the escalating rumors and potentially to appease her fan, Rushev reportedly shared confidential company information with a third-party YouTuber. This was a breach of her contract with Cover Corporation, the agency managing Hololive, resulting in her termination. She was so afraid of losing her fans that she went and did something that caused her to lose her job with Hololive as talent. Now, mind you, when Hololive let her go, Rushev was the highest super chat earner on YouTube. So that's when other talent at Hololive became very cautious of how they talked to their fans. I mean, there was a noticeable tonal shift within the talent. Not to appear that they were in an actual relationship with their fans. Now, sometimes they joke, and it kind of made it, the way they said things from that point on, made it clear they were joking. Tone, all that stuff, and laughing after they said it. But it's just something to be careful of, because no, Rushev, that talent behind her, hasn't been the same since. She's gone from controversy to controversy. And in turn, she's never gained that level of popularity that she had when she was Rushev. Now, did the fans go too far? Yeah. If she was in a relationship, so what? It doesn't affect her ability to entertain you. But in the Japanese culture, once again, they want their idols to be pure. It's an unrealistic expectation, which also kind of explains the low birth weight in Japan. This idea of their talent being pure all the time, well, it's not real. It's never going to be real. And something they need to get over. That's one of the darker sides of Japan's idol culture, which permeates throughout their whole culture as far as their entertainment. Now, there are plenty of male VTubers that do the parasocial bits, the same that Rushev did. There's the sense of that you're in a close relationship with people. Now, in an effort to build communities, like what I do, I interact with my chat. And just build a community. To know you're welcome here. You can talk to me. I will get, if I notice your chat, I will answer your questions, that kind of stuff. But there's people who when they answer stuff, or someone says, I love you, and they go, I love you too, baby. You bring me to my life. Which, people take it to the next level. And all that the talent's doing is encouraging the super chats and all that to happen. Which gets into dangerous territory. But when it comes to light that it's being done for the wrong reasons, well, you get terminated by companies. It's like the termination of Rio Ron. We would like to continue. Hold on, let me bring it up so it's higher, so you can actually read it. Thank you for your continued support of Idol and our towns. I'd like to inform you that as November 28th, 2023, we have terminated our contract with Idol Project star talent Rio Ron. Regarding the actions of Rio Ron that led to this termination, it has been discovered through an internal investigation that Rio Ron has violated her contract and engaged in activities both dangerous and harmful to both her own well-being and as well as the company. During our investigation, we were able to confirm Rio Ron violated her contract in the following ways: misuse of controlled substances during live stream performance, soliciting fans during live stream member contact for private offline meetings, meeting with a fan in person, accepting gifts from said fan in total value of thousands of dollars, conducting a secretive relationship with a member of Idol management team who also has been terminated upon confirmation of these demons. Now, this person took Parasocial to a new level, meeting with a fan in real life, accepting gifts, all that stuff, which, should be handled through the company for her own safety and the safety of other talents. And she went too far to get her community to give her money. This is what's bad. The other stuff in this is pretty bad too. But soliciting fans during live stream member content for private offline meetings, that's encouraging a dangerous parasocial relationship. She could have been kidnapped or worse. Well, kidnapped is probably pretty bad considering what they were probably do to her. But going to that far, to that point, shows that she wasn't in it to entertain people. She was in it strictly for the money. I mean, I'm sure when she started, she was there. She just wanted to entertain, create fun content, all that stuff, and make a living at it. But she got to the point where it was about the money, and her fans gave her money. So it's kind of where it went to. And people say Vox does the same thing. Vox with Niji Saji. He was accused of doing that, encouraging the parasocial behavior. He since stated that he stopped. But you have to be careful, whether you're a content creator or a fan, that you don't go too far with the parasocial stuff. Because one, if someone sends you a super chat, you'd be thankful for it. But like in Bunga Taiga's situation, when someone sends you a $5,000 super chat, which thankfully I won't have to deal with on YouTube, you literally have to take a minute, pause, and go, can't accept it. I do appreciate you. You want to support me, but here, I'm going to send the money back to you. Because that type of money, that large sum of money, does not come without conditions. To pay attention to me, strings attached. Hey, I gave you all this money, now I want to meet you. It sets a dynamic where somebody wants control over somebody else. So talent really needs to be careful with large donations, implying, hey, I gave you a whole bunch of money, now you gotta do what I want. Now, recently, there's also been collabs with other between VTubers, male and female, which, quite frankly, made fans of the female VTubers upset for no particular reason. The Western side of things, and no, don't care really. There's some extreme people in the Western culture that they care, and they were kind of shot down. Ciara, I get the name right. Ciara Novella with Hololive English was collab with a male VTuber, and her fans didn't like it. She pretty much stood her ground against her fans and said, if you don't like it, you don't have to watch me, but I'm going to do it anyways. You don't get to tell me what to do. Do appreciate your support, but I told you when I debuted, I'm going to do these things. I want to do the content I want to do. And that was pretty much put a nail in it and kind of set that boundary, saying, I appreciate your support. I love the fact that you're my fan, but you don't get to tell me what content I do. which was very good and very strong. That's a good way to say, I'm here to entertain you. I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your boyfriend. You're up to this point. I'm entertaining. You're my fan. We appreciate each other. We don't go beyond that. No boyfriend, girlfriend. And if you Google parasocial VTubers and look at videos, you can see multiple videos by multiple content creators talking about this stuff. And because it's something that is very dangerous. As little as 1 month ago, people were talking about it. But it was a hot topic for a while. And there's people who ship, quote unquote, pretend that certain VTubers are in a relationship. And quite frankly, sometimes, they, like Kiara and Mori, they started it, and it's really clear that Calliope Mori doesn't want any part of it. And it became a running gag. I mean, VTubers play up the fact that you want them in a relationship, but they're obviously joking. Problem is people sometimes take it too far, whether it be the entertainers or the fans. Sometimes they go too far. The thing for us to remember as fans of VTubers is that they're human. They're going to get into relationships. They're going to have friends of the opposite sex. And we're just going to have to accept that's going to happen. And if people get into a romantic relationship, well, that's going to happen too. And to accept the fact they're still going to entertain us. We're still going to have fun. But there was a boundary. And there will always be a boundary. For whether it be 2 hours, 8 hours, or however long a stream it goes on, they're there to entertain us. And after that, we need to continue on with our own lives while they continue on with theirs. Whether it's a female VTuber or a male VTuber, we have to understand there's a boundary. And when one side or the other side crosses it, it's going to be a problem. Somebody is going to fall. If you like this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, I wanted to talk about parasocial relationships because I've seen some fans getting carried away. Maybe, just a reminder, we are fans. We need to remember there is a boundary between us and other talent. There's a boundary between us and talent. Okay, we're never going to be the boyfriend. I am never going to be able to date Sandra Bullock. She doesn't know me. I'm pretty sure she never will want to know me. Because quite frankly, she's way out of my league. But it's just a realization. I love her movies. She's a beautiful woman, regardless of her age. I will always find her beautiful. And, everybody can have their fantasies, but trying to make your fantasies come to life in unrealistic ways is dangerous. And now I started to see some of that happening on Twitter and other places. And it's kind of like, no, whoa, you're going too far. Too far. Time to back up. Remember the relationship. They're there to just entertain you. They're not there to date you. Just remember that. But you know, we gotta be careful as friends, because as fans, we don't want to ruin a good thing. We do not want to take a talent to walk away because they don't feel safe. I mean, it's the truth. A talent will leave if they don't feel safe at their job anymore, or they're getting creepy messages and all that kind of stuff. And you don't want to get arrested for oh, jeez. And we're going to move on to Niji Sanji. As those who are not aware, Niji Sanji is a VTuber corporation. And for a long time, they have been dealing with their own bad case of PR. Let's look at the overview here. The Niji Sanji drama timeline involves let's start over. Looking at the overview, the Niji Sanji drama timeline involves a series of graduations, terminations, and controversies, primarily within their English and Indonesian branches. Key events include the termination of Zion, suspension of Guro, and Selen Tatskini, and subsequent graduations of several Niji Sanji ID and EN livers. The situation escalated with the termination of Selen and subsequent releases of contract details, leading to further criticism of Niji Sanji management. If those have watched my very first video on this channel, and when Tectone was quoting numbers, those numbers, the high numbers, 50%, it came from Niji Sanji's contract. That's why I say reputable VTuber corporations. And I don't include Niji Sanji in any time I say that. I usually say reputable VTuber corporations like Hololive, Phase Connect, and V Shoujo. I never include Niji Sanji in that because of the terms of their contract. And due to the fact of how they treat their the talent when they leave the company. But like in February, let's go through the timeline here. February 8th, 2023, Zion is suspended. March 10th of 2023. That's when they terminated her, citing 12 contract violations. March 23, 2023, Niji Sanji suspends Gura following a controversial World Baseball Classic tweet. Any Color announces the graduation of 4 Niji Sanji ID VTubers, which are listed right there. Then Gordo. I know I'm saying that wrong. Please forgive me. And look at all these graduations. Graduates Niji Sanji in English, marking the first English branch departure with a farewell streak. That was in July of 2023. You know, it doesn't bode well when you can't part with a talent amicably and you have to release a document with no other purpose than to destroy that talent from being a VTuber ever again. Because Niji is very aware people will find out who they were and then go to their past lives and start supporting there. They make money there. Niji termination notifications are done in such a way to prevent that from happening, because it makes the talent look bad, it makes them look good. Anycolor terminates Selene in February 5th, 2024, citing multiple contract breaches. February 2024, Niji's handling of Selene's situation sparks intense criticism and acute accusations of poor management. Well, going through these things, this is basically when the match was lit. The termination of citing multiple violations of contract and rules set up by the agency, including copyright infringement, making offensive remarks regarding discrimination and sexual assault. However, many of the allegations were disputed in a document released by the talent. I'm not going to say her name because, she doesn't really want to go through this again. Niji is suspended Maureen, however say her name, I apologize, I can't say it, after she posted a baseball-related tweet that offended Japanese baseball fans, pushing Anycolor to suspend her. That's when a fan base goes too far. If I remember the tweet correctly, was tweeting her reaction to ongoing WBC World Baseball Classic. In the tweet, she voiced her misunderstanding about baseball and made a seemingly sarcastic joke and comments on how baseball can be improved. She was joking. She doesn't know anything. She didn't follow baseball. She has no knowledge of baseball. In other words, she was the wrong talent to pick to promote this particular event. That's more on Niji Sanji's inability to understand their talent, nor to educate them on what they're promoting, including how the game of baseball is played. No. Hey, and how fanatical Japanese people are about baseball. It's good not to make sarcastic jokes because you're going to get busted. Hey, Clanker, welcome. Once again, that's fans taking things too far. But it's also the proven fact that Niji Sanji is a moron. Okay. Then we had Pomo Ray Puff's graduation. Well, not directly. She graduated because of a toxic workplace. It got worse after Selene graduated and all the stuff that was going on, and super chats were on a decline. Fans were calling for their Oshis to graduate from Niji Sanji. It was a pretty intense time to be a talent with Niji Sanji. And some just couldn't handle it, or quite frankly, didn't want to be there no more. Especially if you're friends with the people that are graduating. This is something that people have a tendency to overlook. It all started here. It all started here. And no one believes Anna. She was bullied, and people just took Anycolor's word. about why she was terminated. Things didn't really come to light until Selene got terminated. And then people realized she was telling the truth the whole time. And she was pretty much outcast, blackballed. You just name it. She was treated like a pariah by the VTuber community until Selene termination happened. And Selene told her story, which mirrored what Zayon said originally. The VTuber community treated Zayon horribly. But then the really bad thing happened. The release of details from Selene's contract further fueled the controversy, many criticizing the terms and conditions. If anybody wants to see that, just go look up Legal Mindset. He goes over the contract. It's a pretty heinous contract. But that load. Sorry. And we'll watch probably about.
Ago, there was news about Zion being terminated from Niji Sanji, and now there seems to be an update in that situation. In a tweet with over 6,300 likes, titled "One Girl's Story," a twit longer is posted. A top comment here saying, "Are you even allowed to acknowledge you were Zion? Like, isn't that itself a breach of contract? Since I don't ever see past corpo VTubers talk about their experience." And a response from the OP saying, "As mentioned in the document, I am Sayu. Zion has told her story, but I am not her." Scrolling right along, there are plenty of positive comments here, as you can see. The quote retweets seem to be a bit more split, many saying that they seem to find some fault on both sides, from Zayu/Sion and also from Niji. You can see another example of that right here. Scrolling along, some people have a bit less to say. And now
I played this a little bit just to highlight how badly she was treated by the community, by other VTubers. Until Selene got terminated, and all the details about Selene's termination came to light. I miss Taka. And it's a shame that every person that he showed here probably never even apologized to her. Granted, she's rebounded wonderfully, and she's a very good content creator. She's very entertaining. But for a long time, she had this stigma about her, which people treated her like garbage, which is unfortunate. We continue. This is still Niji Sanji, by the way. Let's continue on. You have 3 notifications. Not talking about that yet. We'll talk about the baseball girl. This is only 3 minutes long.
Y'all want to hear a really dumb story? Watch this. So you see this tweet? It is Google translated. It says, "The ball thrower, when a strong person stands up and throws it to the head or body, can't they be suspended?" And you might think that this is a completely innocuous tweet. Now this tweet is coming through from Google Translate, so I did pull up a Reddit post as to exactly what they mean by this, and this will be relevant in just a moment. A more accurate translation seems to be, if you can tag somebody out by touching them with the ball, can't you just throw the ball at them to get them out, or would you be suspended? Which is, depending on your interpretation, anywhere from a genuine question about the rules of the game to a joke about, why don't they just hit them with the ball? You know what I mean? And you know what? Some people might interpret that as a question. Some people might interpret it as a joke. Let's take a look at how Twitter interpreted it, shall we? Well, this tweet here says that this tweet lacks ethics and then compares the...
When he continues on, this is all Japanese people. And they blew it up out of proportion. Depending on how you look at things, since she knew nothing about baseball, it was probably a legitimate question. I mean, when I first started playing baseball, the few times I did, like the first time I played baseball, I threw it at the guy who was running to first, thinking I could get him out. I was a kid, didn't know the freaking rules. I missed, by the way. But, you know, it just shows how people took things too far. You know, someone could just posted to explain the rules to her, and she could just carry on a conversation, learning about the game and all that stuff. But I'm pretty sure she'll never watch a fucking game of baseball after this. Okay. I should have loaded these pages up, but. And this is Selene's termination statement by Niji Sanji. How I'm not going to read any of this, but it's just to illustrate a point of what I said, how they try to do everything they possibly can to ruin any potential future of them being a VTuber. Because once again, fans will find out who Selene was going to be. She's now known as Doki Bird. Now, speaking out of turn, this was a very public thing. So, all this was tried to ruin her from ever being a successful VTuber ever again. The same thing they successfully did with Sayu for a period of time until the truth came out about the Selene situation, where she was dealing with a toxic work environment. She had people bullying her, which led her to self-harm. Her ending up in a hospital on this and around Christmas time, and in turn, when all the stuff came to light about everything they put in here was false, not true, or twisted in a way that made her look bad, constantly blocking her from doing content that she was paying for out of her own pocket and not Niji's. It made them look awful. And in turn, well, let's just say Niji Sanji didn't exactly come out looking like the good guys. Now they're known as the Black Company. So, brings us to today. Let this load up. Where Niji Sanji has a problem with sex pests. There's been more than one. And this guy only lasts for 103 hours and 54 minutes and 34 seconds. He still holds the record as the fastest graduating VTuber in Niji Sanji, because he was a sex pest. He was sexually harassing other talent. But it doesn't stop there.
So this will be a very difficult video for me to make, and honestly, I don't know what to say about this topic because it kind of makes my blood boil. So basically, Kyo, a person who I've discussed here on the channel before, a VTuber news guide, commentary, whatever you want to call him, just don't call him a journalist. But anyways, basically he made a video on Selene and sort of the situation going on with Niji Sanji, where they're facing a lot of harassment currently because of the Selene situation, and Anna speaking out about it because, you know, it definitely has escalated quite a bit, and I've seen a lot of things happen to Niji livers that genuinely they do not deserve. So I think it's fair to say Kyo is somebody that has a bit of a Niji Sanji bias against him, and I think that's a fair statement to make. I don't think that he's going to slander them or misrepresent things, but I do think he does have a little bit of a bias against the company, as, you know, some commentators have a bias in favor of the company. I think Underhill, for example, who I do respect and like, I think he does have a bit of a bias in favor of Niji Sanji, but again, I don't don't think this is necessarily a bad thing. We're commentators here. We're not fucking journalists. I'm definitely not a journalist. I have a bit of a bias for my own companies. But generally, I think that it's fair to have somewhat of a bias when you're talking about these issues, because I think it's pretty...
I brought this up for a point, is that people who report on things, that includes me, have the tendency to look at only from one side. I've really tried to make an attempt, when I cover a subject, to take all sides into account. Right? I try to be fair. It will be hard for me. It's like, say, Saba got into some drama that she caused. It'd be hard for me to go against her. Now, I freely admit that. Because I'm a fan of hers. It's not because I'm in a parasocial relationship. I'm a fan of hers. I was a fan of hers when she was Gura and Senzawa. This is someone I have followed for almost going on 6 years, and and appreciate her personality, the ability to make me laugh and all that stuff. So if she got into drama, but unintentionally, by saying something, offhandedly, and someone took it the wrong way, it'd be hard for me to go against her. I understand bias, but at the same token, if it is, if something like that happened, you won't hear me talk about it, because I couldn't be fair. So if you have a bias, you should, I'll talk about it. Like Niji Sanji fans. I think I might want to discuss. As Aster, who's still currently with Niji Sanji, and the person that reported on Aster's behavior of being a sex pest, Twisty, has been terminated. Now, the interesting thing here is it was a recording that someone made of Twisty with two other people. That means one of the people in that conversation recorded it. Venting. And people have looked at the recording and said it appears to be edited. Put it this way, this whole situation, very fishy. Very fishy. It doesn't smell right. It doesn't pass the stink test. There's a lot of questions here about that recording. Who recorded it? Who turned it into Niji Sanji? Why did Niji Sanji even listen to it? Did they edit it? There's a lot of things in there that she admits she said, but a lot of the context was taken out, was not there. It was edited just to highlight the bad things she said without any context to why she was saying it. Oh, I'm drinking my honey whiskey in honor of Hema. I'm not doing shots. Let's make that clear. Now, back to the situation. As bad as saying slurs and all that is, it's not as bad as being a sex pest and sexually harassing your co-workers, fans of said co-workers, or people who are friends with this co-worker, and you sexually harass them. Aster's cooking stream has now been delayed over 6 months while this investigation's going on. And I'm thinking Niji Sanji is waiting for it to go away so they can bring him back. But I seriously doubt anybody in the English fan base is going to let them fucking forget about it. Let's be honest. This is just something they should just address and terminate it. Just like the guy who said the horrible things about white people. You're going to fire Twisty for things that were done in a private conversation that was recorded. The guy who said horrible things about white people did it on stream. Yet he still works at Niji Sanji. Goes back, if you're going to have rules for these rules have to be applied fairly across the board to everybody. So one person makes a mistake and another person makes the same mistake, you punish them exactly the same way. You don't play favorites. Because when you do that, you lose the ability to say you're a trusted employer, and the people who are fans, some of them will go away, and you lose income because people will stop super chatting and buying the merch, and your company starts to get into financial trouble because your talents, all the talents are paying the price of Niji Sanji's bad reputation. They're suffering too, which is not fair. But it's one of those things you kind of have to look at and go, I want to support the talent I like, but they work for this horrible company. If I give the talent money, the horrible company is also going to get money. How can I support the talent? And that's a dilemma. Because Niji Sanji has very talented people working there. Now, the Japanese branch is different from the English branch, and they're treated differently within Niji Sanji. They got the Japanese fans to support them. They're still being treated the same way prior to all this stuff. It's the English talent that are suffering because Westerners, well, we're vindictive little assholes. That's what we are. It's the truth. We're assholes. If you do something wrong and we don't like it, we're not going to support you until, one, you do something about it and fix it, or two, well, who says there needs to be a Niji Sanji English branch anymore? Release all your talent, let them go independent, let them go to other agencies, and just call it a failed experiment. And just let everybody go. And that way, Aster Arcadia can try to be a sex pest on the independent scene and see how that will go over. Well, if you like this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Once again, I am making separate videos for each section. And that was we already did the Parasocial, and we done the Niji Sanji section. Closing out these tabs. All right, here comes the intense one. Let's talk about YouTube. Let me check my notifications. Excellent. See what's going on. Could be something good. Someone wants to take me under their wing and teach me how to be a better streamer and all that happy shit. You never know. Let's see. Snake. Okay. It's been a while. Yes, those are better. I like when I get a comical response. All right. This came up, and the reason why I'm going to talk about this is because the asinine statements that YouTube likes to. So, Flippin' Fillion is a clipper who's employed by Fillion to create clips of her content, put it on a channel to promote said talent, to promote Fillion. Well, YouTube went on this whole drive to take down repetitive content. And this is what gets me about this. Is the following statement. Your first step to appeal is here, which sends your channel directly to our policy team, and they'll follow up with you over email. You can also appeal in studio or via this form. You can also view your appeal confirmation and anticipated review time in studio. Team YouTube, all the videos on my channel featuring Fillion were made with her full permission. I'll work under her as a clipper. Please bring it back up at Lost Fillion. It takes maybe all of an email, 24 hours to get confirmation of what's being said here is true. Why was this done? To make a safe platform for everybody. Huh? A safe platform for everybody. That's why YouTube is doing this. Now, granted, most likely he's going to get his channel back because they're being put on blast for this stupidity. You know, they do things. How's the best way to explain how YouTube polices their platform? They fucking don't. YouTube does not police their platform. They have a fucking computer using an algorithm to do it. Chances are, and it's very high, and can say with 100% certainty because I got a copyright strike, and the fucking computer let it go through. Never mind that the copyright strike, the segment of my video, wasn't owned by the guy who did the strike. He has zero content on YouTube, and it was a YouTube clip. It wasn't a movie clip. It wasn't from a TV show. It wasn't a music video. It was someone's content, and it was only about 20 seconds long, and I talked over it, which makes it transformative. But Team YouTube's brilliant programmers allows a computer to make these decisions and file a strike. Granted, I had to wait 30 days for it to be cleared up, and my video went back up. It's the first time I tried to play Rollercoaster Tycoon. Okay, this is July 10th. It's not a new policy. We're clarifying our repetitive content policy, including mass-produced content that's already against the rules. And this is all so they can have a safer platform. You know, safer platform. Really interesting. Safer platform, huh? Oh, come on, work with me here. Safer platform for everybody. Oh, look, we got a little bit of porn. No other way to put it. Oh, look, more porn. Oh, look, more porn. Oh, look, we got rape of a content creator. And this was taken today. Safer platform for everybody. So just so you know, minor children are going to be able to see every single one of these thumbnails. And this is just a small clip of what's on Nuxnomoney. There's over 40, if not more, of thumbnails like this, using content creators in the most disturbing way possible. And just because he cuts out the genitalia and all this stuff, it's like, just because the boobies aren't there I mean, you have to be under the age of 12 to not understand what's going on in this artwork. But hey, it's okay for your minor children to go see this. None of this is behind restrictions. It's all out there to be viewed by anybody, no matter what their age. Safer platform. Okay. I guess, hey, if any content creator is listening to the sound of my voice right now, I want you to know that YouTube approves of rape artwork. You're allowed to put rape artwork in your thumbnail because YouTube approves of it. It's only been up on their platform for 4 years. So that means YouTube approves of you using rape artwork of fellow content creators because they think it's fun. Especially if you make enough money for them so they can get a pizza on Fridays and their supply of tissues so they can really enjoy that rape artwork. No, I'm not crashing out. I'm being sarcastic. And it's really fucking disturbing that this was allowed to be on their so-called safe platform for 4 years. It's disgusting and it's depraved. To allow your content creators, people who generate more money for your platform than Nux ever has, to be treated this way. We get it, Nux doesn't like successful female content creators. You just look at his channel. It's a pattern of behavior. He has a problem with successful female content creators, and he will do anything to degrade them. The evidence is on his channel. Remember, a safe platform is what YouTube wants. But clippers are the problem. Clippers are the ones that are doing all these heinous things like working for a content creator to help promote their channel. Oh dear God, how horrible! Maybe they should have used rape artwork in their thumbnails. Then it would be okay. Or pornographic images. Or sexualized images. That would be okay. Because that's promoting a safe platform. Or better yet, better yet, as soon as it loads up. You got someone on your platform who has a reputation of using people, spreading misinformation, and bullying other content creators, and helping a hate campaign against the gay content creators. Listen, people, I don't give a shit if it was unintentional. It's the results that matter. And him and Charlie did help amplify a hate campaign. So you can sit there and give me your comments and all that crap, but you're wrong. It's the results that matter. I mean, edgy humor, promoting hentai, especially of underage hentai. It's one of his favorite things to do. He loves underage hentai because he constantly promoted it. V Shoujo incident. Oh, he likes to interfere with ongoing police investigations because he knows better than the police department. He knows better than cybersecurity experts. This part, persona and voice. Okay, no, I can't stand his voice. Okay, I'm just being honest. I just don't like his voice. It gets on my nerves. That's the reason why I don't show any of his content on my channel. I just can't put up with it. I can only put up with it for about 5 minutes. No, about 5 seconds. Let me change that to 5 seconds. But his persona of being an edgelord at the age of 30. Dude, why don't you stop trying to be an edgelord and be an adult? Spreading misinformation, association with controversial figures, links to individuals like Reb accuse them of being a pedophile, contributed to the negative perception. Yeah, if Nux can threaten someone off this platform by saying, hey, if I call attention to YouTube, I could get you deplatformed right now. Which is something he said about Rev. Nux likes bullying smaller creators. Just ask Bungo Tiger. It's one of his favorite things to do. If he can bully people, he wants to bully people. Because he knows YouTube's ain't going to do jack shit about it. Because remember, he makes enough money to buy pizza and keep them supplying tissues so they can really enjoy his thumbnails. I don't give a flying fuck about his political views. Encouraging toxicity. Advocating be toxic to toxic people. Yeah, that's a really good philosophy. Especially if they're telling the truth about me. Especially if you tell the truth about Nux. He will encourage people to go after you. Proceed grifting. View as prioritizing. I shouldn't have had that drink. Clicks and money exploiting others. Menu in tournaments seen as degenerate freak. Yeah. That's a long standard. I mean, Asmongold, more so Tectone, are friends with Nux. Tectone enjoys Nux, and Nux uses Tectone's name quite frequently in his videos to generate a few more clicks on the video, and Tectone promoting Nux. If a really juicy drama comes out about Tectone, Nux will jump on it immediately. He was riding Mr. Beast's dick until you realize when the big Mr. Beast drama happened, he can make a lot of money off of Mr. Beast's name. So he went full in on Mr. Beast. Even though he was trying to ride Mr. Beast's dick so he can get a rub off of him, even if it means he had to rub off Mr. Dick, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast's dick, he would have done it if it meant he got one more click on a video. He was even ecstatic when Mr. Beast commented on one of his videos. Nux will use anybody, do anything for a view, which will put an extra 25 cents in his pocket. Incidents like insulting friends, Pegasus during a challenge was critical, provoking haters, adding to negative sentiments. Lord Pegasus and all that, the guy who turned out, doing basically the same content about Hassan Piker as Nux does. No, they apparently had a problem in the past. Now they're good, supposedly. But if I was Pegasus, I will always keep an eye on Nux, because he's going to fuck up again. And God knows how many people he's going to take down. But this guy is represents what YouTube calls a safe platform, a creator that provides safe content on their platform. Bullying, hey, that's cool, that's cool. Pornographic thumbnail art, oh, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Spreading misinformation, hey, that's cool, that's cool. Even though it's all against terms of service, remember, the terms of service are there to provide a safe platform. YouTube thinks the people who come to their platform thinks they're children, that everybody who goes to their platform is a child and have childlike minds. I hate to tell you, YouTube, if these are your children, Children and Family Services would have came a long time ago and took them away from you. Because you have no idea what safe means. Because you do the exact opposite of quote-unquote safe platform. You have terms of service. You have someone that been verified, shown examples, reported repeatedly. And he's still there. The rule, apparently, terms of service doesn't apply to content creators like nuxnomoney. It's just one of those things. He calls out people who said, you went to a Diddy party. Did he do anything there? Who gives a shit? Unless he did something there, who cares? Unless you can prove that he did something at a Diddy party, you just writing off a controversy, trying to tear somebody down. I don't care if it's Hassan Piker. I don't watch Hassan Piker. I've heard some of his comments. I don't like them, so I don't watch him. I don't give him any aspect of my attention. You know, it's just one of those things that Nux gets away with time and time again. He's called people pedophiles. And I'm not just talking about Tycho. He's called multiple people pedophiles. And YouTube doesn't do it. It's one of those things where someone says, remember, YouTube cares about having a safe platform. That is why they're taking creator-approved clips now. If you use rape artwork, you help keep the platform safe. All of this stuff in this post that I do every morning. And I don't care if it takes years for YouTube to do something. I don't think YouTube has even sent Nux a post-it note saying, don't do that again. Much less an email. Because everything that's listed in here is against terms of service. Everything. And I took the time to look it up. But remember, YouTube wants a safe platform. Hey, as long as you make them money, you can do whatever you want. Because they're not going to do jack shit to you. Right, Sniper Wolf? You know, you basically went to a content creator's house, showed said house on stream. You only get to lose monetizations for 2 weeks. That's how much YouTube cares about the safety of content creators. That's how much YouTube cares about content creators. You can degrade them as much as you want, but they want a safe platform. So this means that this content here means it's a safe platform. Oh, by the way, you can't say certain words because, dear Lord, if you say one of those words, you might make someone upset. I mean, hell, for the longest time, you couldn't say COVID. And it was actually happening in the world. Every other platform, regardless if it's ABC, NBC, CBS, yes, they have news on it. They said COVID, and guess what? It was said so many times during that time. I didn't see anybody, a whole mass of people, millions and millions of people running in the street going, oh my dear God, they said COVID. I mean, I swear, I say fuck, I say shit, I say asshole. Sometimes I can occasionally use the word bastard or bitch. I don't say the word cocksucker. I very rarely say the word motherfucker. But guess what? Children will go out into the real world and hear those words. Hear their parents swear. Their heads don't fucking explode. And there's certain subjects that you can't really talk about, like suicide. or sexual assault or children who are victims of sexual assault. Because YouTube thinks a meteor will crash into the earth if you say those words or talk about it. And that's why YouTube deserves to never be a parent. Because, as a parent myself, I am concerned about the safety of my children. And I would talk about these subjects. I would hide them from it. I don't shelter my children from it. I made them aware of it. Because if you're not allowed to talk about it, the chances of it happening, all those words, suicide, sexual assault, pedophilia, if you're not allowed to talk about it and you keep it in the dark and you don't allow discussion, most likely those numbers are going to go up because you're not allowed to discuss it. Hell, you're not allowed to say the word Holocaust. And it's a historical event. Because someone may get traumatized by it. Good. Then you'll learn about the subject. Then you can have a discussion about said subject. But this, having a content creator forcibly raped in your thumbnail, that's a safe platform, people. That's the way YouTube wants it. That's how they think you're that stupid. YouTube doesn't care about your safety. YouTube doesn't care about their content creators. YouTube doesn't care if their content creators are degraded. YouTube only cares about how much money you bring to the table. And if you bring enough money to the table, you can do whatever you want on their platform. You can break terms of service as many times as you want. And YouTube won't do a damn thing. Because you keep them supplied in pizza and tissues so they can enjoy Nux's wonderful thumbnail art. That's my only logical conclusion of why this and others are still up today. Why YouTube permits these to continue to exist. Oh, by the way, do you know this anime character is a minor? And let's not forget what's happening on the computer screen in the background. YouTube is cool with it. So you can do all these things because Nux has. And YouTube can't ban you for it. Because it already has been proven these types of thumbnails are 100% approved by YouTube. Now listen, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again before I end this segment. I do not want Nux terminated. I don't want his channels terminated. I don't. Because YouTube allows it to exist for 4 years. This is much, if not more so, YouTube's fault. Now, if they did something at the time, different story. If 4 years ago they terminated Nux's channel because of his thumbnail art, or for bullying another content creator, or spreading misinformation via clickbaiting, different story. But now they allow it to exist for an extended period of time, basically saying they approve of what he's done. He better not terminate his channel. I don't approve going back in time to get someone's channel terminated. I do not want Nux's channel terminated. I want his monetization to go away. Not permanently. 1 month for each violation. So basically, 3 violations of terms of service. I'm not saying what the thumbnails. I'm being nice, because you could say 1 month per thumbnail violation, which would pretty much mean he won't have monetization for the next, I don't know, till 2030. But 1 month for the thumbnails, all of them. So 3 months, no monetization for 3 months. And that money is not to be kept by YouTube. Because YouTube is still going to play ads on Nux's channel. Even if he is demonetized, just like my channel, I know advertising being played on my channel, on my videos. So that money doesn't get to stay with YouTube. Where does that money go? To a charity for abuse victims. Donated to a charity. Because you know the best way for people to learn not to do stupid shit and make money off of doing stupid shit is to take the money away. And you tell them, we're taking the money away because you did this. I learned that as a 1099, as a contractor. The quickest way to get someone to stop doing something is to take their money. And it will stop really fucking fast. Because if they're so stupid to keep doing it again, they're just going to quit. They're going to stop doing it. Then it's not your fucking problem. It becomes someone else's problem. And I'm sure Nux will make enough money on Kick. He hardly streams on Twitch. That he will survive. He's not going to go hungry. He's not going to lose his house. And also a month for Charlie for helping to bully a gay creator, which he's never publicly said he was sorry for. Nux and Charlie are both cowards. So, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. We talked about parasocials. We also talked about Niji Sanji and how they're morons. And we talked about how what YouTube really thinks what a safe platform is. Because apparently Clipper channels are the worst thing and jeopardize the safety of everybody on this platform comparative to what Nux has done. That's why I use Nux. The things he has done are far worse than whatever Clipper channels have done. Especially ones that are pretty much run by the content creator that's being clipped. At YouTube, I know you supposedly can't monitor your platform. You have a computer to do it. Worse yet, you want your community to do it. You know, are you going to start paying people who report stuff? Because apparently we're now employees of Alphabet, Google, and YouTube. Because you're too fucking lazy to do it yourself. You want to be a platform, not a publisher. Well, you sure act like a fucking publisher. No, you want to be a publisher. But you want all the benefits of being a platform. But you can't say this, you can't say that. That's what publishers do. Not platforms. Terms of service is understandable. saying someone can't say certain words is not on a platform. You don't get that right. You don't get the right to say, hey, you can't use these certain words or we're not going to monetize you. Well, fuck your monetization. I'm not monetized. So I can say fuck, motherfucker, cocksuckers, asshole, dipshit, dumbass, all that stuff. Because I'm not going to. Worst thing you can do is what? Take my monetization away? Now prove me to be monetized? Fine. I didn't start this to really make money. If I want to, I mean, you make it impossible for people to talk to each other, to discuss serious subjects that need to be discussed because you're afraid. It's not about having a safe platform for people to come and watch content. It's about creating a safe platform for advertisers to give you money. It's not about the people. It's about the dollar sign. Anyway, if you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And that will be our segments, and each one will have their own video. Probably edited, if not a voiceover done. If I don't like how things sound, I may do a voiceover for it. Is he still streaming? Let me just quickly check. Maybe he's done streaming. No, he's still streaming. Let me get out there. I don't want stream sniping. You know, the thing with YouTube really gets underneath my skin because Clipper channels don't do anything. It's because they're helping. Without Clippers, there would be no English VTubers. How Live English wouldn't exist. Because Clippers were translating Japanese VTubers. And that's what sort of got the ball rolling for VTubers becoming big in the West. And it's just funny to me that just the heinous thing that's happening, that Clippers are being taken down and no one's doing any kind of research into these things. But, you know, it just boggles the mind. It does, the way YouTube behaves. I still think YouTube is a better platform than Twitch. Because when they're competent, they're good. Oops, I don't need to do that. I don't want to get tagged for showing Godzilla. And it just amazes me that what they think is heinous is a sum of the most non-consequential things. But when someone points out something that's really against their terms of service on multiple levels and have broken terms of service multiple times, they do nothing because they make them money. That's all. It makes them money. If you make money for YouTube and it's enough money, you can have free reign over everything. Listen, I don't know Nux's stuff. Has ads on it. I don't. Well, one, I got YouTube Premium. And before I had YouTube Premium, I use an app. But I wanted to support the content creators whose videos I watch. Whether it be a live stream, by tuning into a live stream, if I tune in and I'm there for a certain amount of time, he does get money from me being there. And I was there for like 2 to 3 hours today. Because no, I enjoy his content. If I enjoy your content, I want you to get some revenue from it. You know, if I don't, guess what? You won't show up on my fucking feed. I mean, I got Tectone here. I mean, I like Tectone. I said this before, and I respect Tectone. I respect Aspen. I do not respect Nux or people like Nux who do shit just to hurt people. I do not respect them at all, regardless of what political leaning you have. If you're doing things just to hurt people, then you don't deserve to make money. I'm not saying you can't post your content. I'm just saying you do not deserve to make money on YouTube. Post your content. Because then when you stop making money, you keep posting content, it's out of passion for content creation. I'm not making a goddamn thing. You know? I'm not making a fucking penny. I spend probably about $400 to $500 on, granted, a cheap microphone, some games. Most of it was the microphone. I kept on trying to headsets, trying out soundboards, all that kind of stuff to improve my content creation. Editing software is $100 alone. I think it was like $120. And that's just to start up, but I'm not asking for money, by the way. I'm showing that I'm invested in basically what's a hobby. It's not about the money I spend, it's about the content I create. Which I'm learning more and more every day. Every day I live stream. Every day I edit a video, or I get more ideas about what kind of content I could put on my channel. Or I just want to play Minecraft for the next God knows how long. It's all about discovering my creative side that quite frankly, that I lost a long time ago thanks to my dad. When growing up, my dad didn't appreciate the artistic side of his children. He doesn't believe that she could have made money being artistic. So most of us had autism. You know? But since starting to do this, I've rediscovered that creative nature that I used to have. The drive to be creative. To do things that I enjoy. That fulfilled this need that I didn't have before. Because it was basically denied to me by my father. I love content creation. Regardless if I get 1 view or 10 billion views on it. It's about creating it. It's about, yeah, I know people are wondering why I show my studio. It's because, I'm a very small content creator. I only got 24 subs. Really like to have 25 by my birthday, which is at the beginning of next month. I mean, my last stream only has 7 views. That's fine. I'm cool with that. I'm happy I got 7 views. I mean, my Minecraft video only has 1 view. I do have some videos that are getting a few hundred views, which for the size of my channel, which is outstanding, to be honest with my live streams, no, they're consistent. I can tell you that much. I mean, except for this one, which is 70. But that's the one. These have been privated, by the way. You won't have access to them. I mean, 172 views, all that stuff. No, I only got 60 views, probably from his fans. But 101, 106. I can. To be honest with you, if I want to keep getting views, all I have to do is put Cinder in my title, or Ludwig, and farm. But I'm not going to do that because one, it's abusive and it's pathetic. I've said everything I was going to say. I have said everything I was going to say about Ludwig. I said everything I was going to say about the Cinder stuff. I may do another Cinder video when she comes back. And my impressions. And that's it. That's the only time I probably will do another Cinder video. Ludwig, I said everything I was going to say about Ludwig. I don't feel the need to do another video about it. I could keep farming this stuff, and that would make my channel grow faster. I could keep pecking at the VTuber drama, but I don't. I'm trying to say is that those channels that do that, nothing wrong with them. I mean, let's face facts. It's a pretty smart way to gain viewers fast. It's a fast way to do it. To gain viewers fast. It's constantly farm content. I mean, like right there. There's a Cinder video. It's got 455 views. But I'm not going to farm everything that comes out about the Cinder situation. I want people to tune in because they like what I do. Not about the subjects I constantly, repetitively keep on going over and over and over again. Except for the Nux stuff. I'm riding that horse until it dies. And granted, that stuff doesn't get me that many views. I wish people would, does she? No, she just streams on YouTube. People, you need to go watch her. She is good. She is entertaining. I want to promote smaller VTubers because it's getting a lot harder for VTubers to break through. No? I'm drinking. Give me a second. Not drinking vinegar like somebody else. Let me go to Twitter. I want to send him a message. Where's he? cool guy. No, those type of content creators who fly underneath everybody's radar deserve to be highlighted. They deserve to have attention called to them because they're entertaining. They welcome you into their community, and they're grateful for you to be there. He's one of those people I kind of take cues from of how to be a better content creator. We all have content creators that we look at and go, that's how I want to behave, but you need to be original. You can't, I mean, you can try to imitate them, but and it may work for a little bit, but in turn, you have to start displaying your personality. I'm a grumpy old guy. I fully admit that. That's the reason why my channel's the way it is named the way it is. Most of my jokes fall flat. I do way too many ex-wife jokes. I ramble on and lose my place a lot. And, you know, it's just who I am. I mean, sometimes it's very funny when I lose my place. It's like I'll be talking about something, I'm being very, very serious, and I get distracted, and I'll be like looking at my screen, and the last thing I was talking about just kind of flew out my brain like a bird. It's just one of those things. Because that kind of bothers me. I don't want to close the tab. And I don't want to talk about politics. You know, I don't care about the Hassan and he's and shit. And people are farming the hell out of it. I just don't give a fuck. I don't. I just want to promote lesser known VTubers. I mean, yeah, I only got 24 subscribers. I get that. But if I could bring one more person to their stream and help them grow, I'm happy. You know? I'm happy. I mean, I said this on my Minecraft. I watch him all the time, Gold Actual, because his manhunts I find funny. I mean, and ever since the last Thursday stream, I purposely went out and tried to find small creators doing singing. I got a chance to see some smaller creators and watch their streams, you know. But it's amazing what to me, it's amazing that the more I do it, the more satisfied I am that I'm doing the right thing. That my content is what I want it to be. As far as talking about VTubers. I want to highlight why it's quote unquote find entertaining. And hopefully that you find entertaining when you tune into their streams. Because I know they're far more talented than me. Far more talented. I get it. You know, I mean, like, she only has 55 people on her. She's a very good VTuber and a YouTuber. She should have more people watching her. I mean, I'll be very happy if I have 55 people watching me. I'm very happy when I have 2. But, you know, to discover a VTuber you never watched before, it's kind of a little bit exciting because you're like going, oh, who's this? Nice model. Are they funny, or do they sing, or do they just play games, whatever? And it's like opening up a book that you never read before and reading that first page. It opens a world to you that you probably never have experienced if you didn't pick up the book and open it. That's how I look at VTubers. Because as much as people think they're all the same, they're not. Just like all commentary YouTubers are the same. No, they're not. There's some good ones and there's some horrible ones. You know? But, you know, what's the song? Should have been part. But let's start up. What should we play? Should we play Rollercoaster Tycoon, or should we continue on with Minecraft? I need to do a little tweaking with more Rollercoaster Tycoon. I need to do a little tweaking with it to make it more enjoyable for me to play. So that means it'd be more enjoyable for you to watch. We're going with Minecraft. I'm sorry. I know it's become a very repetitive thing on my channel. See, today's Tuesday? Today's Monday. Tomorrow, let me see. What did I get on my... Jesus. What post? Nope. Profile. What's my schedule? What do I got on the schedule for tomorrow? Tuesday. I got Minecraft tomorrow. Wednesday we're definitely playing Mass Effect because I need a little bit of break from Minecraft. But that's the route we're going. So let me get Forge going here. Jesus, people in your fucking artwork. You know, it's kind enough if you blur it out so it doesn't get me in trouble on YouTube. Because God knows, if you show a nipple, a child's eyes will pop out of their head and explode and kill the family dog, too. Okay, whatever. Yes, I watched Scarlet. I watched Scarlet. I like her. I like her, and I can say more than that. Sachi. Those who don't know who Sachi is. Okay, I'll let you know who Sachi is eventually. But she's got a lot of followers. Well, at least she posts some tweets. Sometimes I get people who follow me and they don't have any tweets, but her artwork's nice. You know? Well, you can't have overlays with YouTube, unfortunately. But I'm sure eventually. But, yeah. I gotta be very careful with X. Because sometimes people post artwork on my time that shows up on my timeline. It kind of gets me in trouble. Okay, let's get Minecraft fired up here. Oh, the result from the Thursday stream, I got the Five Nights at Freddy's song stuck in my head. It's mostly because I at least play it once a day, because that rendition of Doki Bird, I like the video. It's very enjoyable to watch. Play. Once this loads up, I have to close Forge. Now, I would buy a new cell phone if they went back to the old flip phones. People don't realize those flip phones, you can abuse the living hell out of them. I mean, I've literally dropped a flip phone when my 27-foot ladder was fully extended on top of a phone pole. It felt landing on concrete, not a goddamn scratch. It was perfectly fine. You can't do that with these smartphones today. You know, if you do that, you just might as well just kiss the freaking thing goodbye. Yeah, I really do sound like an old guy now. In my day, flip phones are the best. These dang new smartphones aren't worth the shit. Yeah, they're just the grumpy old guy talking about fucking cell phones. Yeah, that's what we got to do. There's some good content right there. Bitching, what the hell? I don't want OBS. Yep. Put that down. You just don't. It's just a grumpy old guy thing. I mean, I started doing this on, I don't know if it was yesterday's stream or during, no, it's yesterday's stream. It's like things that I grew up with in the 70s. I mean, wouldn't, if they were still around today, people would flip. It would just freak them out. I mean, metal slides in summer. You know, I used to slide those, go sliding down those all the time, except during the heat of the day, because if you tried to slide down them, your ass would cook like 2 slices of ham. So know what you do? You pour water on, and once the sizzling stops, then you go down and slide. I mean, when I was growing up, I got lucky enough to experience the hype for Superman, the Christopher Reeves, Star Wars. I got to see a lot of what's currently trending, the actual beginning of those trends, as far as pop culture. TV back then, there was no fucking reality shows. That's the reason why I don't watch TV. If I want reality, I just go outside and get depressed. Why don't I watch TV and be depressed because there's a reality show on? You know, like The Bachelorette and Bachelor? Who fucking cares? You call that entertainment? I call it goddamn over-dramatization of the dating game. That's all it is. And people just slop it up, just lick all that shit up. In my day, it was a lot better. I mean, the raciest game show on TV was the Newlywed Game. And they got in trouble for talking about when a married couple have sex. They used to call it whoopee. And when you having whoopee at night, which brings a whole different context when you think about Whoopi Goldberg. When you have Whoopi at night, what are we having her for dinner? Oh, you having sex in the bed? I'm not having sex in a bedroom with Whoopi Goldberg. Okay. Oh, we did our outline for our houses. But it's just one of those things, you know. That when looking back on it, I'm not going to say that I grew up in a better time. Because every generation suffers. I just say I'm lucky. I got to experience things first. You know? I mean, I got to see the first Star Wars, The New Hope, in the theater. Not on DVD, not on TV. You know? I got to actually see the original version. What'd she do? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. I got to experience that when it all began. I mean, Star Wars, E.T., all these things are now pop culture icons. I got to experience when it all first started. And I consider myself lucky for it. No? I mean, I'm sure today when like people, when they get older and they're talking to kids and they discovered a Marvel movie or whatever, so I was there when the very first Marvel movie came out. Well, I'm talking about Blade, not Iron Man. It's not that. But like, who else can say that? That we got to experience the beginning of a pop culture event. Oh. And everything that these kids today, or people younger than me by 20 years, will say, oh, the older generation don't get. No, we get it. We get it. We're just not as annoying about it as you are. And that's the goddamn truth. You know? We're not sitting there going, this is the best thing ever. Yeah, we know. We were there when the first time it happened, so shut up. It's not that impressive when you could go at home and watch it. I don't know. I'm having coordination problems. All right. But it's not as impressive when you realize you're not the first person to experience this. You hate to tell you, anime's been around a very long time. A lot of people grew up with it. I think the very first quote-unquote anime was in the 50s. Okay. And someone could probably go in the chat and, you know, there's people who are going to talk about every aspect of an history of anime. They'll tell you the name of the anime and when it was published and when it was put on TV, all that stuff. I went to the wrong spot. Yep, I sure did. I want to go to the temple. No, fine. I mean, if you get that into it, okay. No. It's sort of like with comic books. People, their friends of mine are really into comic books. They will tell you what issue that this happened in and all this stuff. I'm kind of like, okay. However you like it. Don't expect me to do that because, no, I'm more for the story, not the history. You know, and there's people who are like that. That's fine, you know. But do not expect everybody to be that way. That's the reality of the situation. Not everybody's going to be that way. People just like what they like and just want to have a good time. And they'll tell you what they think of it, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. But they don't need to know every aspect of it. And it's nothing against those people who do. No? It's like I'm into VTubers. I probably know. I remember pretty much every debut of Myth. You know? Well, mostly because I couldn't go anyplace and my arm was all bandaged up from surgery. I couldn't work and I had nothing better to do. I was on medical leave. No? So that's kind of. I want this one. Use that to entrance back. Oh, this is decorative buildings. That's the reason why I have these blocks to use to decorate, to do my builds. And yeah, I'm using actual walls. Oh, I need to go to bed. But it boils down to what, like I said about fans, how far are you going to get carried away, but get into it. I mean, there was a time I could tell you what happened in what issue of Spider-Man. Now I just don't care. Because to me, it doesn't matter. Not against anybody who could do it. It's just like, to me, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant to my enjoyment of Spider-Man. That's all. And I have nothing against those people who can sit there and quote every line of fucking Star Wars, every single movie from the prequels to the extended sequels. Not cool. Hey, if you like it, you like it. No, I don't have. It's whatever you want to do, dude. If you enjoy it that much, so be it. Oh, I have a double door. Oh. Right. Nope. Okay. I mean, what am still are a very big fan of Hollow. Even though she's not there now. I support the town. Fly for more, especially the Mets girls. The Mets girls, to me, got me into VTubing. And their relationship they had with each other kind of defined what English VTubing was going to be. And a lot of things were riding on their shoulders. Okay, have one glass, everything goes to shit. But hey, stop that. I mean, and I believe it's true. I mean, the Hololive English branch pretty much depended on them to be successful. And when Gura blew up, it opened all kinds of doors for English VTubing. I mean, I have no doubt Mousy would have blown up anyway, because Mousy, being her personality, it was something that people watched early Iron Mouse knew had a feeling it was going to happen. And to enjoy the basically come on. Screw you. Is something that no one can really experience when English VTubing really took off. Unless you were there, unless you were part of it, beyond the town, being a fan, and dealing with, you like VTubing? You like watching those type of anime girls? All the bullshit that came. It's the same thing people said about anime, same thing people said about people who read comic books and all that shit. Because they have nothing, because they don't enjoy it, they don't understand it. And worse, they accuse you of being something that you're not. I mean, yeah, I'm talking about being called a pedophile, all this other stuff. And people like Nux don't fucking help. You know, I call Nux the liability of the VTuber community, because he makes things worse for everybody. You know, having such a bad reputation makes things worse. And the content he puts out there, especially the early days where he was showing lolly porn to his friends and claiming it is to showing his friends weird Japanese shit. Now, mind you, most of his friends were into anime and all this shit, and they were very aware of the weird shit that comes out of Japan. Because most people who watch anime or into the otaku culture are fucking aware of it. Hey, if you want to see something weird, look up female figures of Freddy Krueger, Jason, and Michael from Halloween. They were made in Japan. And it will really make you go, whoa. You can kill me anytime. And it's just the way things are approached in Japan. Now, people, you gotta understand something about Japanese culture. It isn't the Western culture. And to think they're going to behave like us, well, that's kind of, that's not a little bit conceited. It's really fucking conceited. To think that they should act like we do or should have the same morals and all that stuff. There are similarities, okay? And, you know, I guarantee you here in the West, there are people who think that all Japanese walk around in kimonos and all this shit, always bow to each other, anytime, even when they're going across the street and all that shit. It's like, come on. It's just sort of the same way the way Japanese view America. It's sort of like they think we're all loud, obnoxious, gun-toting, yelling yeehaw all the time. Everybody has a firearm, you know, brash Americans and all this stuff, rude. It's some people in America are. They can't deny that. Some Americans are rude. Some Americans are brash and unapologetic about it. Because God forbid that an American does apologize for their actions and actually mean it. And not say it doesn't happen, but some people, like Nux, I apologize, that's good enough. No, fuck off. Now, when people say, I apologize, and that should be it, go ask your victim if it's enough. If you did have done it. Especially, you know, here, I'm talking about something serious. I'm not talking about family arguments. With family, if you apologize and you actually mean it, that should be it. It shouldn't be held over your head for the rest of your life. But if you're not related and you kind of duck it and try to hide from it all the fucking time, no, you haven't even scratched the surface of the word. I've apologized enough. Not even fucking close. That's why I don't get about online culture. The whole myth of you don't need to apologize. Yeah, you fucking do, people. Because you know what? Adults apologize for their mistakes all the damn time. I mean, that's what adults do. And they mean it. They just don't make a blasé apology. They don't hide from it. Because you can't really hide from your mistakes. Especially if you made it publicly, because people won't let you fucking forget about it. I'll tell you that much. It's not going away until you make it public, do an actual, real, honest to God, sincere apology. Or else people are going to constantly fucking call you out on it. And it's not going away. There's no way to wave a wand and make it go away. It's going to keep coming after. It's going to follow you forever. Especially if people feel that you're insincere, that you don't really care about it. You might as well just break out the ukulele and do a song. Sing, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm surprised Ducks hasn't done that. Yeah, I'm harboring a Nux mostly because I probably drank too much whiskey too fast. And mostly because I recently got done making a video about him. Oops. And he once I get on the subject of what he has done, he sort of just hangs for a while. What's the no? It just I found what he's done so disgusting. It just amazes me that people are cool with it. That YouTube is cool with it. That's acceptable behavior on YouTube. And then saying they want a safe platform. I'm like going, you gotta be joking. You're kidding, right? Have you taken a close look at your platform and how you operate it? How you take care of it? I'll let the algorithm do all the work. Yeah. Computers understand human emotion, human nuances. Because here's the fun thing about leaving a computer to do something without no oversight by a human being. Once a computer says something's okay, then it's okay. Because it's hard to change a computer's mind. It doesn't have that ability. So those thumbnails of Nux, it passed the computer, and the computer won't look at it again. And God forbid they actually have a fucking human being look at it. So, like, I mean, I believe that's one of the reasons why certain content creators were able to stay on this platform for such a long time. Because YouTube does not want human beings actually judging based on their own terms of service whether something is right or wrong. Because they don't want to lose any money from someone who's making them a lot of money. Austin Jones. And to a certain extent, Onision. They wait for them to be accused of the most heinous things before they take action. And nobody at YouTube, I seriously doubt, feels guilty about it. Because they got their money on. They got their money for their pizza and box of tissues. Because they don't care about creators. They don't care about the people that come to this platform to watch content. No matter what their ages are. All they care about, as long as their content is good for advertisers. That's all they care about. They don't care if a content creator gets traumatized about what another content creator does to them. Or what if a content creator is meeting up with a fan who happens to be underage and how inappropriate that is. Or how does that looks that it happens on their platform. Because that content creator is making them money. And they don't really care about that content creator. As long as they generate revenue for them, oh, they're all for it. You can do what you want. And it's been proven time and time again, just by numerous content creators that have been on this platform and done some really heinous things, and were still allowed to make content and post content on this platform. I mean, look at Johnny Somali. Okay, he was streaming on Kick, and he did some fucked up shit in Japan, in Israel, and all that stuff. It wasn't until he got arrested in South Korea until Kick banned him. I'm sorry. That's what he was making the money. That's why they didn't do shit. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what all these platforms care about. How much money are you making for us? Oh, you're making us a lot of money? Oh, go do whatever the fuck you want. It's not our fault that no one reports your content, because we depend on the community to report if something's wrong. God, for us to police our own platform? Yo, are you joking? You actually want us to do work? Seriously? You want us to actually hire more people to do stuff? Come on. Who do you think we are? Responsible human beings? Yeah, I mean, I know I'm kind of asking for it, because I know YouTube can nuke my channel anytime they do. He's talking so much shit about us. Oh. I get it. And I'm sure that some people don't like me talking about Nux the way I do, or about fans and parasocial behavior and Niji Sanji. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's my channel, my content. Do I want people to watch? Yeah, but I'm not going to beg people to watch. Yet. I mean, there are creators I know, if I asked to do a collab, they would collab. Hey, that was perfect. I like that. I like it. I kind of wish that this black block type thing would be here, but overall, I like this. I mean, it gets depth from the inside and the outside. Let's go look on the other side here. Let's go over here. And it's easy for me to get lost in a community or care too much. I think it'd be a better way to get defensive over said community. That's the reason I'm being very aware of my words and actions when I'm talking about the VTubing community. I want to make sure I maintain that idea that I'm just here to have a good time and represent a philosophy of we're all here to have fun. Let's just have fun, okay? Let's not make everybody, just because you happen to like a VTuber and I don't particularly enjoy them, doesn't mean that I should be mad at you or should try to take you down or anything like that. That was pretty good. You know, people have the right to like what they like. To like what they like. Like. You know? And they don't have to agree with me. You know, there's people who don't like Gura or Hololive in general or corporate VTubers at all. Which, no, fine. I don't agree with you. And I'll explain why I don't agree with you. But I'm not going to hound you about it. I mean, when Tectone stream, I don't go into his stream and hound him about his wrong takes on corporate VTubing. Because he does have some wrong takes. And it's not just my opinion. It's proven facts. I miss talking. But, you know, in the world, you can get lost in your fandom. Yeah, come on, fine. Yeah, a couple of blueberries there. All right. Hold on. I need to get something to drink other than alcohol. I've had 2 glasses of whiskey, and that's more than enough for right now. Or else I'm going to get really drunk and pass out. So I'm going to grab a bottle of water, which is just right over here in my mini fridge. Yeah. See, it didn't have. You probably heard the chair roll. Is he doing anything, or is the stream stopped? Am I still streaming? It's kind of hard to tell since I don't really have anybody in chat. All right. Change the name of that. Oh, there he goes. Huh. Are you? Oh, you stupid. Dumb thing. You gonna work now? Okay, there we go. You gonna work on this one? I need to get new PNG software. All right. Let's get back to that. Oh, going into the Jungle Book. Yeah, Jungle. But we know where it is. So, I mean, I could start talking about comic books. You know, it'd be a whole bunch back in my day type shit. I don't really want to do that. Not because I don't like comic books. It's more along the lines I really don't have the passion for it that I used to. I think that's closer to the truth than most people realize. I could talk about movies. I do love movies. If there's a movie I really enjoy, I'll sit there and I'll blab on it for hours on end. But once I'm done talking about it, I'm done talking about it. You know, I wanted to see the Superman movie. All right. And I will probably by the end of this week. Say. And I need to start watching some anime that I want to review, especially some anime that I feel that they get the proper treatment the first time during their season, that were, in my bias opinion, were way overlooked by, the anime community. I'm moving my bed. Now I don't have to constantly go back. And I'm just being honest. I mean, a popular anime comes out, and all these smaller animes get lost in the shuffle. Typically, there are even, in my personal opinion, are far superior than the popular anime that everybody's going on and on about. You know? Okay. Right. Oh, I'm just there. Okay, because it's a little bit annoying. Yeah. I'm not worried about jumping down all the time. I'm gonna be a little bit quiet for a little while. Give my voice a rest. I mean, I'm not singing like some people, because I don't want to hurt anyone with my horrible singing voice. Okay. Only been streaming for 2 hours, huh? I think last night I streamed for about 4 hours. That's the reason my voice hurts so much right now. I streamed so much yesterday. I'm gonna go with that excuse. I'm not blaming the alcohol whatsoever. That shit. Pain. Yeah, I know. Stimulating content. I know. Sorry for not talking. Like I said, my throat hurts. Drinking some water to lubricate the system. Alright. You know, I'm not gonna, probably not going to play that much longer. I'm probably going to put this floor down since I got Minecraft tomorrow. And it's bad enough that I did Minecraft yesterday. Not that I'm sick of the game, it's just that overused content. I want to keep on doing things that are fresh and not necessarily the same. No, I was going to say the same thing over and over again, but I'm an old guy. I have a tendency to repeat myself. I constantly repeat myself. If you hadn't noticed. I blame it on my age. And the fact that my ex-wife used to hit me in the head with a frying pan way too many times. Yeah, let's go with that. Mm-hmm. Oh, what do you meant by that? Who's the person sitting here watching the stream? Want to introduce yourself, or you just bash? I keep doing that. I hate that. I keep doing that. Because you're bashful, which is fine. You don't want to chat, you don't have to. Apparently you love the sound of my voice. I'm so happy that at least one person likes the sound of my voice. I'm not one of them, by the way. I don't like the sound of my voice. Okay. Which makes editing so much fun. I think I made too many points. Jesus. Right. Really? Okay. There we are. Stage 1 is done. I think I said like I'm going to make this into a second story. Over here, basically you could say a split level house. But yeah, we're probably going to put stairs. Let's see. No, the stairs going up like from right here. To there. Second floor. Can I do it like over here? I can do it over here so Still got to think about design a little bit more. But I think I'm going to call it. Yesterday's long stream kind of took it out of me. I had to get up extra early today because I had a doctor's appointment until around like 8:30. I was supposed to be there around 8:30. At 7:30, just when I got getting ready to go, they called and canceled. They had to reschedule until second week in August. But this is not the important doctor's appointment. This is something. And in turn, I got up around like 4:30 in the morning. Just so I could have enough coffee and something to eat. So on and so forth. And I didn't take it. Typically, when I get up that early, I was like, okay, I get home from the doctor's, I'm going to take a nap. Because I'm old and I got up extra early. I don't want to do that. not to check my email. Go to YouTube. That's as long as I'm still able to be on this platform. The things that I see on here, on my YouTube feed. Well, there is some drama stuff in here. I mean, anytime she asks for goals and effect on me, I'm going to talk about her. I'm happy to see a lot of VTuber stuff. Because for a while there, after I was like using YouTube to look up the language stuff, I was getting a lot of stuff about alcohol and all that stuff. But I'm glad it's gone away and normalized. But anyway, I appreciate you. Tomorrow's stream is a Minecraft stream. I'm sure I'm going to be on here rambling about something or another. But appreciate it. And if you like to comment, this is the reason why I should drink. If you like the content, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And spread the word about my channel. I really would like to have 25 subscribers by the end of the month. That way we're on the fast track of getting like 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I find it funny, that's all. It's just like,